Hello Sagittarius, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is August 18th, 2019, and I'm getting ready to do a mid-month reading for Sagittarius. If you have Sagittarius anywhere in your chart, this may resonate for you. It is a love reading, however, it can pertain to any situation or circumstance you're in, including work and family, friends, so on and so forth. So take it how it resonates. Be flexible with the energy. I may be reading for you directly or someone that you're dealing with. And so bear that in mind. And I have pre-shuffled all my decks, so we will get started right away after a couple more shuffles and a cut. And we'll see what is up with you, Sagittarius. I hope all is well. I hope you are feeling good. Let's see what kind of energy is surrounding Sagittarius in the moment. So we have in your underlying energy the Five of Swords in reverse. I just want to point out real quick, this card came out also in your pre-reading, which is significant because I only pull 4 cards in your pre-reading. So the Five of Swords is pretty significant. We also have Judgment. And the King of Wands in reverse. The Fool in reverse. Strength in reverse. Two of Pentacles. Three of Wands. And the Nine of Swords in reverse. Okay, Sagittarius, what is up with you? I do believe you're moving toward some healing, getting out of your head about something. You may have been thinking about someone or a situation pretty heavily on your mind. You may be in the process of releasing this conflict. It feels like something that you might be deciding to make a decision about. I feel this is something that has had you feeling a little bit angry, maybe feeling some emotions about the situation or this relationship. You may have been hesitant to move forward, to put it behind you. But I feel like you may be feeling like it's time to move on from this. Whether it's just maybe harboring some negative emotions regarding a person or a situation, or just releasing yourself from thinking about it as much as you have been. So I do feel like you are in the process of feeling the need to move on from something, some kind of conflict. This may have to do with a relationship. Let's see what else comes up for you, Sagittarius. So paired with the Five of Swords, you have the Six of Water in reverse. Paired with Judgment, you have the Eight of Water in reverse. I think you've been stuck on something. This feels like a relationship, and it feels like there's been a lack of communication between you and another person. And you have the Moon card, clarifying the King of Wands. And the Three of Fire, clarifying the Fool. Mother of Air, clarifying strength, both in reverse. There's definitely been some bitter feelings, some resentment, some anger. Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Six of Fire in reverse. Three of Wands clarified by the Five of Air. And the Nine of Swords is clarified by the Mother of Fire. So there's been a lack of communication. You've been stuck on something for a while. It feels like a relationship or situation surrounding somebody in your life. I think you felt cautious about moving forward towards someone or something that you desire or that you want. A new romantic interest or a new opportunity. You felt cautious about moving toward this, or even thinking about it. Something from the past having to do with the lack of communication with somebody, or the inability to communicate even though there might be a desire to do so, has kept you feeling in your head. And I think you've made a decision regarding feeling stuck, feeling stagnant, because you're feeling stuck. That's what this card indicates. Eight of Water in reverse. Feeling stuck in an emotional connection. And there's some bitterness. You're harboring some bitterness, or have in the past. You might be coming out of that. It has caused you to feel like a lack of growth, a lack of movement forward. You have a feeling of a lack of control of moving forward. I think you've been trying to get out of your head about this for a while. You may have thought that you can have your cake and eat it too. In other words, I think that you want to move towards another person or another opportunity that is really appealing to you. At the same time, you've been wanting to mend or fix whatever the situation is, and I think it is with another person. I think that you thought you could do both. You could fix things with this other relationship and then move forward with maybe a new one at the same time, but I don't think it's been working out for you. I think you felt like you've had a little bit of a lack of control, like others have been kind of making decisions for you, or keeping you from making decisions for yourself. Let's see what else comes up for you, Sagittarius. In your underlying energy, you have the Chariot in reverse. So there is no movement towards communication. It has kept you stuck. You have the Tower. So you feel the need to make a decision about feeling stuck with this lack of communication with this person. I'm not seeing the other person's energy just yet. If you don't make a decision regarding the situation, it's going to be made for you. That's what the Tower says. Change is coming regardless, whether you decide to make the change or the universe gets to decide to make that change for you, because you haven't been letting go. You've been hanging on, Four of Pentacles. You've been hanging on to some negative emotions, and I have a feeling that there might be some unknowns, some hidden information or secrets, and it's resulted in a feeling of imbalance, but also injustice. You may have decided to release yourself from not only feeling responsible for this lack of communication, whatever this means to you. Might be a single person or a group of people. You may have just not been speaking your mind, because again, well, we've got the King of Swords on the table, so this might be your person's energy, or might be somebody within a group of people that you're dealing with. This person's in the reverse, so this can mean this person's been harsh towards you, but this can also mean that there's lack of communication. You want to move on from this. I think this person's lack of communication has been the level of control that you want to move away from. For whatever reason, this person not speaking up has you feeling stagnation, like you cannot go on or move on. But you are definitely getting out of your head about something, and there's a level of transformation here. At least you're moving towards this. I think that you've gotten to the point now where you don't feel like whatever's going on in your head is serving you anymore, so that you need to end it and then transform and move on to a new level of spiritual growth, mental health, control within your own life, to pursue what you want to pursue, whatever inspires you, whether this is a new opportunity or a person. And again, this may not be something specific in your life that you want or that you've been trying to manifest. This might simply be a sense of freedom. Maintaining or reaching a level of independence away from others that I think you feel have controlled you or kept you from moving on to a sense of balance in your life. Somehow you are taking ownership of a sense of failure. A failure maybe to communicate what you wanted or what you needed in your own life. Maybe letting others call the shots because you have a sense of needing to be a people pleaser, needing to do for others before you do for yourself. And I think you've stopped doing that, and that may have caused some conflict within some relationships or a relationship, because you're kind of changing your stance and how you think about yourself and your own life. And this has caused some conflict with some relationships. It may just be one, it may be more than one. But because I think that you are kind of changing your frame of mind about how you think about yourself and what you want to do for yourself, those around you, whether it's one person or many, are seeing that And they're used to you being there for them, being their support, being the shoulder they cry on, the attendant party, the listener, the one who offers advice and assistance towards others who feel a need to connect with you because you've been there for them and they've come to expect that. But there's something about the cards so far that tell me that you're moving away from that. It's not a selfish thing. I'm not feeling this is a selfish move on your part. I'm feeling like it's more of a self-preservation type situation where you're just trying to be a little more attentive to your own needs. The Magician in reverse. This lack of communication, whoever this King of Swords is to you, is manipulating you through a lack of communication. Without doing anything, without saying anything, they're actually manipulating you, or they know that they have the power to do that because you have been in the past all about communication, at least allowing communication to come to you. Two of Wands. This has kept you stuck, though, in your personal life because you've been putting others first. I feel like you've been held back from moving towards things that make you happy, things that make you feel fulfilled. The cards are really, really indicating that this is almost like a personal journey of self-reflection and your desire to move away from, I think you've just been focused so much on others and helping others and being there for others that has now turned into, it's defined you. It has you feeling like you can't move forward with your own life. I know I keep repeating myself regarding that situation, but I just feel like you've come to terms with the fact that your concern and desire to help those around you, those that you're close to, whether it's family, friends, even coworkers, your desire to be there for all of those people has kept you in place. You are simply an earpiece for others. Almost like the one person that everybody goes to for counsel, to be the person, the rock that everybody depends on, and it has you stuck. You've made this decision over and over to be that person. To a certain extent, I think it has brought you some satisfaction because you've been very significant in a lot of people's lives. This person that has come into your reading in particular, and I don't know who this is to you, could be a father figure, maybe a friend, they've almost taken offense to you cutting off communication with them. Like somehow you're Like you've started some kind of conflict with this person when really you haven't. All you've done is change your stance in your own life and decided to put yourself first for a little while. And this person doesn't like it. They feel like you've turned against them. So right now they're giving you the silent treatment. The Sagittarius isn't paying attention to me anymore. They don't want to listen to my problems. They don't want to help me. Why is Sagittarius treating me like this? I thought I was important in this person's life. They feel rejected by you. But you haven't been able to move towards what you want in life because others have kept you almost locked up in their emotions and their problems and their need for you to be around for them. And you're working towards getting yourself out of this mode of being the person that everybody else comes to in order to heal. I think you feel like you need some healing. This has caused some significant injustice in your life. And without really even having something concrete to hang on to or something even, having trouble coming up with the words for this, but I feel like you've developed a certain level of bitterness towards some people in your lives because they have been so needy, but you've almost, I have to be honest, Sagittarius, I think you've been a bit of an enabler because you've wanted to be there for people, and now they've come to expect that of you, and because of that, you're harboring some resentment, holding grudges against this person and or other people in your life because of these expectations that really you've brought on yourself because this is the person you've been to these other significant people in your life. You've created your own conflict, and I think that at least in the past you've been trying to figure out, why am I doing this to myself? You've been a little bit in the dark about it. Haven't really understood how you got into this situation that you're in, where you're angry at other people in your life and you're hanging on to this emotion, this negative emotion, because I feel like you feel neglected. You've given so much to these other people or this person in your life. Why can't they see that it's only fair for them to give to you now? And they're not. And the reason they're not is because they've gotten so used to you being the giver and them being the receivers. And it's created imbalance. And it's caused you to have a lack of an ability to move towards whatever it is that you desire, whether these are new relationships or new opportunities in your life, things that make you happy, things that make you feel fulfilled. This could be, for some people who are watching, this could be a relationship. You haven't had the ability to move towards new people that you think might make you happy, because these others in your life have been bogging you down, have been keeping you tied down and trapped with their own neediness for you. And you haven't seen this for a while, but I do feel like you're starting to see this. At least you are starting to see this. I don't know that the people that you're dealing with are seeing this. And I think part of this has to do with the fact that you're not talking about it. You've been keeping it to yourself. I have a feeling that if you are experiencing some conflict right now that you feel you may not be able to resolve this because these feelings aren't going away right now. Your pre-reading cards are telling me that you realizing this first is the first step to moving forward. It's been holding you back. These feelings, these negative feelings, are holding you back from resolving this imbalance in your own life, but also holding you back from resolving conflict with people who are significant to you, because you haven't been able to talk about it. And delivering the message is the challenge that stands before you. I actually really like this card, but I also find it very strange too when I look at it. Every time I look at it, I say, God, you know what? This person is so happy with themselves holding this sword. They're like, check me out. I have the biggest ass sword on the face of the planet. It's all mine. At the same time, this person has now the challenge of figuring out how to use this sword to benefit themselves. And this card indicates communication or delivering a message of truth. And this is a big challenge for you. You have to now figure out a way. How do I tell the important people, the significant people in my life, that I need them to be receptive towards listening to me about my needs and my dreams and my hopes and my conflicts and my challenges in my life? How come I'm always the earpiece and I have to listen to everybody else, but no one's willing to reciprocate? No one wants to communicate with me and listen to me and focus on my needs, because you've been focusing on everybody else's needs for so long. This is a pretty interesting reading, Sagittarius. It's interesting because all this King of Swords is present in the reading. I'm not so sure that this King of Swords doesn't represent a significant number of people in your life and not just one person. Because I do feel that there's a lot of people in your life right now who are trying to figure out what's going on with Sagittarius. And why aren't they talking? Well, Sagittarius is not talking because if you talk, everybody's going to take it personally. They're going to say, shit, why is Sagittarius so angry? And if you try to explain, look, I've been there for you. I've listened to you. I've helped you through conflicts, through hardships, pain and suffering, and I want to be there for you like I have in the past, but now I need some of that in return. And you're having a hard time explaining that to the people that you love and care for because they're not used to that. They're not used to you needing somebody. And guess what? Everybody does. Everybody needs somebody sometime in their life. And this was bound to happen. I think it's been building for quite a while. At this point in time, I feel like you might even be building some walls that you've just decided, you know what? I'm walking away. I'm walking away from the people who are holding me down because they're not going to get it. They're not going to understand. And that might be true for some people. You might have to walk away from some relationships because there are a lot of people who, when presented with an opportunity to have a relationship with someone like you, who's so giving, understanding, and always there for them, they're going to jump on that, but they feed off of that. That's now what defines the relationship, is Sagittarius is always there for them. And they don't have to accept any responsibility to create balance within the relationship because Sagittarius is doing all the work. So you want to walk away with that, from that. Now, there will be people in your life who, when you sit down, if you decide to sit down and talk to some of these people in your life and say, you know what, it's my turn. I need you to be there for me now. They will sit and listen and understand. There will be some people who will understand that. You have the Fool card. These are your closing, this is your closing round of cards. And in your underlying energy, I mean, that's pretty fantastic. A new beginning towards some self-love, towards seeing what you need in order to grow, in order to feel happy. I think you figured it out. Yeah, this is a nice set of round of cards to end on, Sagittarius, because what we have here is you moving away from the sense of feeling victimized, feeling taken advantage of, and you've ostracized yourself. You have gone into hiding, or at least a lot of people think that you have. You just removed yourself from a lot of relationships, or not removed yourself completely, but kind of ghosted a bunch of people who just were not paying attention to your needs. And you've decided to walk away from those that are not healthy for you, those that are not balanced. The Six of Swords can represent being stuck, but this card can also represent releasing things that are keeping you from moving on. Think of the boat turning upside down and everything just falls out. Everything that's not necessary, that doesn't serve your greater good, your higher purpose, is released. And the Four of Cups in reverse indicates, healing, moving towards fixing things, getting out of this rut, getting out of feeling stuck, getting out of feeling like you have no control to move forward, to move on from this. And the Empress. This is once you release yourself from feeling trapped, Eight of Swords, from this level of responsibility that you've accepted within maybe not just one but many relationships in your life, then you can truly become the not only nurturing to yourself but truly nurturing to others, because now you're putting yourself first and giving yourself an opportunity to enjoy your life, live your life, feel supported, feel like you have loving relationships in your life, people that care about you because they're there for you too, just like you're there for them. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. I think this is a really nice reading. It was an interesting reading. I hope that it helped. My intention is to reach people who need the message and who will be able to grow from the message. So I hope that this helped for you, or helped you, and I hope also that you join me next time on the Fool's Journey Tarot. So take care. Bye, Sagittarius.